line because I am in the car waiting for my kids. They're at the banquet, and I told my son, I said, let me know if it's going to last longer. And then I texted him to say, hey, is it going to last longer? And somehow I didn't see his response. He responded longer. And I ended up leaving and driving here anyway. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm online. I am. It's dark, so it's kind of like the dark circles under my eyes. I was kind of interested in maybe like going and getting a snack, but the street is so busy. I'm like, I'm not jumping out and running across there. So the topic of this video is, what did I say? Dating advice. Don't do it. And I've been talking all day to myself. I made another video that's not live that it's saving at home. And I'm really starting to feel myself moving into the space of helping women more, being more women focused. That doesn't mean that I don't enjoy the men and your contribution, and several of my longtime subscribers are men, and I love a good man. A good man is hard to find. A truly non-misogynistic man is a really, really unique person to find. And I don't know what the beliefs are of the people who follow me. I don't know why they're following me. I don't know what they like about me. And the thing is, if anything that I'm saying is offensive to you, then it's possible that you're part of the problem. It's also possible that it's just not your cup of tea, and that's fine with me. But I'd like to talk about dispelling the fantasy of a romantic love, of unconditional love, of this dream that we've been sold about marriage being some kind of goal for women. It's funny that our society likes to make it seem like women are the ones who are crazy for love, crazy for marriage, crazy for romance. But the reality is that men are the ones who benefit way, way more from that arrangement. And again, not talking about, if this doesn't apply to you, then I'm not talking about you. If you're a man who shows up at home and you were raised right and you do all your share of cooking, cleaning, and all the things, then I'm not talking about you. And you would be like, hallelujah, girl, you're right. Men should be acting right. Men should be taking the responsibility of taking care of themselves at home and taking care of the children and helping to take care and just truly being a partner, not cashing in on the privilege and benefits that the patriarchy gives them. What's happening? Somebody's car alarm is going off. Can potentially back up a little bit. Let me see. I do kind of need to plug this in. Let's see, hold on. Thank you for joining. I am parked. I'm waiting for my kids to get out of this banquet. Let me back up. Oh, although I'm getting closer to this damn loud car, actually. I just hold on. Let's see if I can put my phone here for a second. I'm just trying to back up so I can get closer to the door where they're gonna come out from. Okay. So now you can hear the darn beeping. So I'm hoping that I'll get some women. Shit, now my key won't come out. Okay. I'm hoping that some women will pop into the live, because this message is really truly for women. Of course, if you're a man and you're interested in being a decent human being, and you know, if you're single and you, that's annoying, right? Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Michael Castleberry. So I invite any man who's on here who, that's damn annoying, right? If I put my key alarm at it, will it stop? No. Will it stop? Oh, thank you. So if you're a good man, then you wouldn't be offended by saying that, you know, living in a patriarchal, misogynistic society is a drag. And that for many women, the option of not dating is actually just such a better option. So I've already done a bunch of videos about that, and I thought that I would pop on in the few minutes that I'm waiting for my kids to say, you know, so one of the things that I like to talk about is learning to love yourself through the process of learning to like yourself. And how do we learn to like ourselves? By allowing ourselves to do the things that we enjoy doing. And when you're not focused on dating someone, I'm trying to put this somewhere where there's like a little bit of better light, because this is terrible lighting. And that's why, Collins, you are a perfect example of the kind of man that brings the truth to what I'm saying, that the majority of women out here who aren't already kind of entrapped in some kind of relationship, you're going to be much better off just simply not dating, just opting out of this this bullshit idea that so many of these men have, that somehow you were put here to serve them, and that your happiness is second and your needs are second, and that you have to cater to them. And so if you would like to not date because you just don't want to be susceptible to the patriarchal kind of guys out there who just truly are not decent partners and who make your life harder because they have all these expectations of all this unpaid labor that they're going to get out of you. And then, like, maybe you feel lonely. Oops, maybe you feel bored and lonely and stuff, and you just don't know what to do with yourself. Where can I put the damn phone so that the lighting is like reasonable? Because it's giving me the raccoon eyes. Because it's dark. There's so many things you can do. And also, my cell phone's about to die. You can, oh, you're a rapist. Let me hide the rapist. You know, you can read. Yeah, there you go. So like I said earlier, if what I'm saying doesn't apply to you, then you would probably be more inclined to say, you're so right, Kat. There's so many men out there that are so misogynistic, and a woman finding a partner who truly treats her as an equal is a rare thing. And I am glad that I get to be a good partner, but instead you want to try to gaslight and pretend that this is not a patriarchal, misogynistic society. And, you know, you've been married for 30 years. If you're really that old, then you should know better. And you're actually old enough to have lived when things were much worse. So you're a gaslighter. Yeah, so, women who, if you happen to be on here, just read those comments. The comments speak for themselves, because these men, it's so easy to see what I'm talking about look at the quality of the scum out there and the way that these people think, because, to encourage women that you could be happy being single. You don't need to lower yourself to these ridiculous patriarchal standards where, you're expected to do all this stuff and then be abused on top of it. And so, clearly this message is not for these misogynistic men who trying to exploit women, but it's for the women who are being exploited. It's for the women who, you want to connect with someone else who's in a similar situation, and you want to learn how do you get away from these type of scum. So how you do that is by you develop yourself. You develop your own interests. You you think about the things that you enjoyed doing when you were younger. Did you enjoy pottery, photography? Did you enjoy painting? Maybe you liked sewing or hiking. Maybe you were very athletic. Maybe there was some kind of team sport or some kind of fitness, dance. Maybe you were into yoga or meditation. Maybe you were very academic and there was a lot of things that you wanted to learn. So there in the comments are some more losers that are providing you with free advertising of why being in the dating world is so dangerous and so detrimental to many women, and why you're so much better off not putting yourself in situations where these abusers think that they have access to you, and then they can abuse you and Princess Shiloh, hello, I remember you. You introduced yourself to a girl named Hannah last week. Well, I hope that I hope that she will call you if that's what you want. But it's really sad, to be honest, that just simply talking about the possibility that women might choose to not consider dating so that they can develop themselves. You can have more time for yourself, that you can have more access to classes, or to actually really devote yourself to some hobby that maybe you wanted to turn that hobby into a business, or maybe you just simply wanted to have time. Maybe you work so hard already and you're stretched in so many directions, and realizing that you're not obligated. Like, nobody is really forcing you to be indebted to someone and have to do all this extra work because that's just what he wanted. You get to make a choice that says, this doesn't work for me anymore. And that makes men feel threatened. Shitty men. Because the truly good man who is doing everything that I'm talking about that a man should do, he has nothing to worry about. Maybe you would have some advice for some other men in the comments and say, well, I can tell you from my personal experience that when you truly show up as a genuine partner and you don't have these sexist expectations on your partner of how she's supposed to show up for you, life is happier. Those kind of men probably have a better sexual connection with their wives. So many men out here don't understand why their wives don't want you to touch them, and while they recoil at the thought of you touching them, and there's no intimacy. And it's because they feel like your mother, and they're exhausted, and you're not intellectually stimulating them, and you're not actually being an emotional support system. You are a burden. You create more work in their life. And now again, if this ain't you, then it ain't you, right? And the men who truly step up, men who were raised well, men who truly love women and truly, see, that's what I was saying, men are harmed by the patriarchy as well. Some of you just take advantage of the privilege, and that's what you think is right. But truly good men, they're hurt by it because they see how the women that they love are harmed. They see how their friends, their sisters, their daughters, their mothers, their grandmothers, they see how they suffer, and then that makes them feel suffering too. So the men that recognize the harm of a patriarchal society, they're not going to be in the comments trying to insult me because of my looks, or because I'm saying these very clear, understandable things, that if being in a relationship with a man means taking on this list of 5,000 extra chores that you have to do on a regular basis, just because that's what this so-called system expects of you, I'm saying you don't have to do that, girls. You don't. And for some women though, they don't have a choice because they're really trapped in a violent situation with very truly abusive men. Sometimes you have abusive mother-in-laws, abusive families. Sometimes you are seriously in danger, and the way out is not as easy. And that's true. For some women, it's the path out of being imprisoned in this enslavement that these men entrap you. And some women, you get pregnant again and again and again. Some women, because you don't have access to birth control, maybe your husband forces himself upon you. I don't remember the dates exactly, but it was not that many decades ago where it was legal for a married man to rape his wife. And women didn't have any rights. Some of you men were alive when women couldn't get credit cards without their husband's approval or a bank account. And then you want to act like we don't live in a patriarchal society. You want to pretend that you don't have privilege. And you want to pretend that women don't have it really hard in a lot of areas, like almost all areas. Women are expected to do more for less. And so my advice to women is, if you have the ability to not do that, then I recommend not doing that. If you're not in that kind of situation, don't get in that situation. The more women who fight against these patriarchal kind of relationships and getting entrapped in this enslavement type situation, the more children who grow up seeing their mothers being strong, independent, and not catering to a man, the more children who grow up with a man who's actually stepping up and doing what he's supposed to do, and be an equal partner, the more children who are raised by emotionally intelligent men who genuinely and truly respect women, and who are not misogynistic, and who are not homophobic and xenophobic, but who actually fight against those things, the happier this society will be. Now, of course, those kind of people who they prefer the misogyny and the machoism, and they benefit from it. They want their mommy. They want their mommy to take care of them. I mean, they're always going to be mad, and if they don't get their way, but they can be incels somewhere in a basement by themselves. Like, don't make them your husband. Good Lord. Don't give him access to you. Don't have children with these fucking losers. And if you already have, then get away from him. Get away from that guy. Get some self-esteem. Start doing the things that you love, whether he likes it or not. Start being you. Start eating better. Start getting stronger and more fit so that you can feel good about yourself. Stop looking to him for his approval and his permission. Start saving your money. Start coming up with a backup plan. Start building a path to the way out. Start figuring it out. Start envisioning your life without him in it, and fill it up with your friends, your family, your therapy, your dance class, your art class, your business class, your real estate class, whatever it is, your language class. All of the things that they're out there in the world accessible for you to do. And build a happy life for yourself without being enslaved by some fucking mediocre guy. No men for us. And if you are those unicorn kind of guys, then speak up. Be an ally. Say, that's right. She's right. If you're a good guy, then you'll show up. My love language is acts of service. Words don't mean anything without action behind it. Flattery or unwanted sexual advances, these are the things that show that you're a creep. Be a safe man. Be a man that women can feel safe around. Be a man that men who are unsafe for women to be around, make sure that he doesn't feel safe around you. And I get it. Those men can be a danger to good men as well. But if you want to be an ally, speak up. Say something. Do better. Stop gaslighting us. Stop pretending that our experiences aren't real. And then maybe less women would choose a bear over you. Maybe less women would not prefer solitude than a date. So many women are realizing that the lie that we've been sold and told, and the bullshit of you need a man, is just that. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit story that men who think that it's a man's world have sold you so that you can get entrapped and become an indentured servant to some mediocre guy with a scrawny little dick and a gigantic ego. No, thank you. 2 snaps in a circle. Hated it. All right, see you. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be dropping another video. I'll probably wait till tomorrow since I already did so many today. Okay.